Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our coffee break series with continuing education. My name is Andy Donahue, the director with the Small Business Development Center at UW Superior. This coffee break course is on keeping your business healthy, not healthy in the literal sense, but healthy from a business standpoint. You may have noticed that we're still in the middle of this crazy event of this pandemic at the moment. Due to current circumstances with COVID-19, many organizations are forced to implement a work from home policy. Not only that, but it's encouraged that we are still self-quarantining and limiting going out as much as possible. As a small business owner, I'm sure you're feeling the effects of the shutdown. Meetings canceled, jobs postponed, holding off on spending additional money, nobody out and about shopping for different items, and just limiting human-to-human contact as much as possible. Most of, if not all organizations, whatever sector that you're in, has felt something like this over the last year. The big question that remains is, what can you do as a business owner during the slow time that will help you keep you, your employees, and your business healthy? And is there a way to come out of this situation ahead of where you are now? So here are 10 different items that you can do currently or in the near future that may be able to help to keep your business healthy during this pandemic. So the first thing is really just take a step back, breathe, and assess of where your business is at. So take a step back, pull yourself out of the current panic if there is one, and take a look at your surroundings. This might seem silly, but the best thing you can do is just in a stressful situation to stay calm and take in as much as you can about what's going on around you. Then certainly look up and find a way to adapt to the situation. We've heard the word pivot, especially over the last year, come into play quite often. There's a lot that can be done with pivoting your business offering. You can cut unnecessary costs, or you can certainly look through different ways on how you can change the business dynamics and adapt to the situation that we're in. So another thing is just really cutting those unnecessary costs, but also remembering not to cut the people. If you remember during our cash flow presentation just a few sessions ago, we talked about you want to make sure that you're managing your cash flow appropriately, but also maintaining the people that you do have. So it goes without saying that less overhead means less financial stress, but anything you can do to cut out unnecessary costs during times of financial instability is smart. So a few other items that we did not talk about last time that you might be able to look at to help maintain your cash flow more in a positive manner or cut some of those costs. A lot of us have those unnecessary subscriptions that maybe a while back that we subscribed for, but we just never use. So take a look at what you have on a month-to-month basis. If it's unnecessary software, subscriptions, things that could maybe just be put on pause, it might be something that you want to take a look at. Just put a temporary pause and reassess if you can go by without using that service. Something that we've talked about a little bit in the past, but something I want to certainly bring back to the forefront is rent. So a lot of us are still working remotely, but now might be the awesome time to look at, reaching out to your landlord, talking to your bank, your mortgage lender, and just talk about the situation you might be in. They kind of expect it right now. Everybody is dealing with a different situation, sales down, different financial obligations, but you might be able to reach out to one of those people to just see if you can defer payments. You may be able to defer payments now to the end of your lease. You can maybe get a reduction in the rent just to get you through this time. You can also look at maybe extending the life of your lease and pay those, deferred payments at the end. So there are a few different things you can do, but certainly reach out to whoever you might be working with, from a landlord to a bank to your mortgage officer, and just see what you can do. Another item you can look at is just subcontractors. Do you have any subcontractors that you're certainly working with? Maybe you can lower your monthly retainer with any of them. It could be an attorney, it could be an accountant, it could be a marketing expert. There's many people that have been assisting probably with your business, but can you look at a couple of different things with that? It might be able to renegotiate if you at all possible. Advertising, we'll talk about this here a little bit more in depth in a few minutes, but are there any other subscribed business directories or professional organizations that aren't providing value during the current situation? It might be a time to cut those out of your budget. They'll be there when the dust settles, certainly, but you can either repurpose those advertising dollars towards building brand awareness for your business or organization, or put them in the bank for future use as a ready reserve. So these are just some of those examples from that cash flow example that we can certainly look at. But certainly be cautious for sure about which costs you cut and when, but just remember not to cut the people that are part of your organization. They're part of that lifeblood of your organization to keep the business running on a day-to-day basis. The third thing I want to talk about real quick is don't stop marketing, but you certainly want to adjust your message. So now is the time to not stop advertising. Your messaging certainly needs to be adjusted, no doubt, but shutting down all campaigns is not the way to go. It certainly could be a little scary. There's certainly things that could be risky to take on with your business and the fate of your economy unknown. But the one thing about this is the digital marketing and social media has dramatically changed over the years, especially over the last year itself. There's some certain things that you would want to consider, when making this decision. Most people are at home right now, more than ever. So a lot of them are off work, spending much more time on their phones, using technology to their advantage. So this might be more eyeballs, more aspects of people looking at your ads, looking at advertising, different ways in which you can, get the word out. Certainly there is competition out there, but a lot of them are also pivoting in the same direction. So there might be more opportunity and more market share that you can take advantage of. So it might be recreating some of your digital footprint, looking at your website, looking at the different social media channels that you're looking at. So certainly take a look at expanding your reach, especially through a digital presence if at all possible. So certainly when the dust settles, when the pandemic is done, everyone's going to be looking for attention. Businesses are going to certainly want to get you to their sales, to their offerings, whatever they can do to get people in the door. So being a consistent voice right now in the market is certainly going to give you the advantage over those businesses that haven't been doing much or haven't adjusted their message, especially over the last year. With all that being said, there are a few things you certainly want to do to adjust and monitor before you post anything. Don't push too hard for sales, especially during these times. A lot of businesses are certainly doing that. There's been a lot of talk over the last year about certainly, supporting a lot of local businesses, which is key and crucial to any local economy. But money is certainly tight for a lot of people, but that doesn't mean you can't work on building your brand authority and brand awareness. One thing is about messaging and tone. Certainly double check this, especially every time you're going to be doing any digital marketing on social media. Speak to your audience with more empathy and sincerity. We're all going through this together. Many of us are still working from home after the last 13 months. So it's certainly something we want to make sure that your messaging and tone speak togetherness. So how can your product or service improve your customers' lives during the COVID-19 pandemic? Another thing you will certainly want to target is making sure that you're online. And I think most people have read probably articles or heard things about being online, but it's certainly something you still want to do to make sure that you have an online presence, whether it's social media, whether it's website, whether it's a blog, somewhere where people can find you, especially since everybody is on their computers, their phones, their laptops, or tablets. There's more brand awareness and more technology than ever before. So this should always be a priority. And right now, everyone is home searching the internet for solutions to their problems. Hopefully, you found another way to offer your services virtually, whether it's online, whether it's social media, whether it's doing deliveries, anything like that. If not, make that your first priority, though, to come back to this step. Get online as quickly as possible. There are a few things that you can certainly do if you're not well aware of that. So Google My Business. Google My Business is a great tool for building your online reputation. It's also a great way to keep your audience updated, which is especially useful during uncertain times like we're going through currently. Work on your SEO. So this is known as search engine optimization. This is something a lot of businesses will prioritize for any new client, especially marketers. Developing a solid SEO strategy is important for long-term success. It helps those businesses or those individuals that are looking for your business find your business. So not only can it provide you with free organic traffic, but with a proper different content strategy, you'll have a lot of new landing pages to drive paid traffic to your site, or you can use it to find your digital footprint. Another thing you can look at that would cost a little bit of money, but is running a Google paid search campaign. This could also be known as PPC. SEO is a long-term strategy, certainly, but with a proper executed SEO strategy, it could take 60 to 90 days, maybe even 120 days, depending on the industry you're in to see real results. If you don't want to wait to see your SEO results to take effect, consider running these Google paid searches, these PPC campaigns for the specific keywords and phrases you want to be found. It's never a bad idea to use both of them, as your overall digital marketing strategy is going to change anyways. Another thing that you certainly want to do is work on your content strategy. With a lot of day-to-day work either being postponed or slowing down, it's a perfect time to either improve upon or developing your content marketing strategy from scratch. Content marketing is one of the greatest ways to improve your SEO and also build a relationship between your company and your customers. One thing that we certainly talk to a lot of our businesses about is having communication, two-way communication between you, your digital marketing strategy, and your customer. You always want to be making sure that you're out there answering questions, having a conversation with your customers to make sure that you're driving traffic to your website or, in some cases, your brick and mortar location. Finally, plan and executing your content calendar. This is going to be really key, especially as you keep moving forward as we get out of this pandemic. You want to make sure you have a content calendar to run ads, promotions, specials, however you're going to be able to get your word out to your customer base. So following up on that previous point, once you develop your content strategy, it's time to plan and produce a content calendar that's going to help execute your strategy and so on. So these are just a few tips to start. Now I want to introduce you to Nikki Olson, who's our business consultant with the Small Business Development Center. She's going to offer a few more tips that are going to be able to help you maintain your business during this healthy time.
Hello there, my name is Nikki Olson. I'm a business consultant with the Small Business Development Center. Today I'm going to talk to you about maintaining your network and reconnecting online. So we will continue on with what we've been talking about. To maintain and connect with your network, it should go without saying that keeping your relationship healthy is a lifeblood of a successful business. There's no time like the present to reach out to your current and past clients or follow up with any prospects you've been speaking with. You should take this one step further and start putting together a list of any prospects you'd like to work with in the future and reach out to them too. Regarding COVID-19, be proactive and share important information with your customers via email, your website, or social channels. Let them know the extra steps you've taken to keep them and your employees safe during this time. They like to hear that. Along with this, let them know if there will be any delays or interruptions in business. Luckily, we use these tools on a daily basis, so it's been an easy transition to working from home. But if you or your team are unfamiliar, here are tons of guides on how to integrate them into your daily routine. Another thing you should try to do is build a pandemic-proof brand. Is your brand pandemic-proof? What does that mean? Look at the business still receiving support from their community. These businesses have a strong brand presence and many brand advocates. People are choosing to support these brands during tough times because they have a strong connection with them. While we believe you should always be working on your brand, if you haven't already, now is a great time to start. The steps you implement today to create and expand on customer relationships will go a long way after the dust has settled. Brands should be turning away from tasteless sales messaging and instead brace the opportunity for brand building. In order to build and preserve trust with customers, it's imperative to take a look at all marketing initiatives. Examine your tone and voice and immediately cut out anything that may come off even remotely as insensitive. Right now is when communication is more important than ever. Don't shut down and go in the dark. Be a voice for hope and leadership in your community and show that your brand is valuable when the times are tough. The brands that are doing that right, focus on helping their community, are the ones that will see a new wave of brand love. Some additional things you can do on working on your brand during this time is update your strategy. Right now, we're all adapting to the current economic climate. This means adjusting everything from your marketing strategy to your branding message. Campaigns that applied before are now obsolete. Now is the time to make the necessary adjustments to your brand to maintain relevance and customer loyalty. Work on your positioning. How does your brand currently fit with the new market? Are you able to offer anything different that will change your overall positioning and usefulness to your customers? Invest in a full rebrand. That's never a perfect time to rebrand, but if you're looking to be proactive about building a trustworthy brand and your previous brand identity doesn't match your current and future brand purpose, now is the time to make the change. A new identity system, messaging, website, and fresh collateral will give you the edge you need to cut above the noise when everyone returns to the buy, buy, buy mentality. Lastly, update and rebuild your website. Depending on your business, you might have a new case study you can add to your existing website. It's also a great time to add a ton of new content. Maybe your website looks like it's from before Y2K. If that's the case, a full redesign is a great route to take. This is more ideal than trying to build around a pre-existing site. Another idea for adjusting on the fly is pivot your business to online sales. This is so important. Right now is the time to start thinking outside the box. The health of your business depends on your ability to adapt to the current situation and build safeguards against future recessions. Take a guess which businesses are still operating and growing right now. If you guess those who have pivoted their sales and products to online, you're a smart cookie. Not only is it easier to scale a business that utilizes online sales, but well, you can still operate during a pandemic where in-person human interaction is limited. If you don't have a website, now is definitely the time to invest in one and start generating sales online. Gyms and personal trainers should be creating at-home workouts for your clients as quickly as possible. Use free services like Facebook and Instagram Live or YouTube to host online classes or post workouts directly to your website. Or maybe you're a golf professional or other skill-based instructor. Now is the perfect time to develop a digital product. Provide video lessons for your audience or offer one-on-one virtual coaching. Offer a mix of free valuable content and paid higher level content. You still need to make money. Local restaurants and bars should immediately implement online orders and free curbside pickup options through their website and other online ordering apps. If you have the manpower, we'd highly recommend offering free contact delivery as well. This type of customer service will not be forgotten when things go back to normal. If your business unfortunately falls into a category where it cannot continue to operate until the quarantine has been lifted, consider creating a gift card strategy, something people can buy now at a discounted price to utilize in the future when the business is back to normal. That'll help your revenue stream. Another thing you should take a look at during this time is looking at your personal health. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how healthy your business is if those who lead it aren't well enough to keep it running. Working from home sounds great until you have no other options. A lot of us have kids, pets, spouses, and a million household tasks coming at us from all angles when we work from home. The best thing you can do is to stay sane during this time is to stay active as you can. While it's not the easiest to do when the gyms are closed, there are plenty of body weight routines you can do. Check your gym or personal trainer for free online classes as well. Stay active will help you keep your mood positive and energy levels up. Pair this with healthy eating, and you give yourself the greatest chance of success coming out of this time with your sanity intact, which is very important. Lastly, another idea would be to host an online event. Speaking from the stage is a great way to build your business. Unfortunately, almost all events have been postponed or canceled altogether. Even if you didn't already have something planned, reach out to your customer base and see if you would be interested in attending a live webinar. This can be done via our Zoom, but is also possible via Facebook or Instagram Live. Speaking is a great way to grow your audience and build your industry authority. Many businesses use webinars and speaking events as part of their marketing funnel. Thank you for the time today.